this is where it all began for me. Exploring the unfamiliar streets of Guilin, China, I stumbled upon Jiang's rooftop gym. I got my rear handed to me, but I was intrigued. I wouldn't back down, I kept returning. After just 2 weeks of training, I found myself in my first fight. Rugby jukes came in handy. Here I employ the hands-down technique. It's not effective, I don't recommend it. My first opponent, Joe, had a little over 20 pounds on me and a few years more experience, but that didn't matter so much in this one. It was a battle of the wills, if you will. We sloppily wrestled around like drunken pigs and wasted a lot of energy. Kind of like incandescent light bulbs in a way. I'm sure my jiu-jitsu coaches are watching this behind a face full of hands just wincing. Turns out, Joe is a really nice guy, and I'll probably end up training with him when I return to China. Starting the second round, my arms were as heavy as cannonballs from the guillotine I tried to pull from half guard. Whoa, I almost took my hat off. Gotta hit me harder than that. Since that moment, my brain hasn't shed the martial arts lens. It has become the principal medium through which I interact with my world and self-express. It's my vehicle for self-betterment. Fast forward a few pages, and we end up here in beautiful Prescott, Arizona, where I got the inspiration for this film, you see. With utter opposition to my new life direction from my family, principally Mom, love you Mom, I thought perhaps it'd be best to document brain trauma. And that would give me a better understanding of the origins of my family's concerns. But when I really thought about how to best demonstrate my competence from my 7 semesters at Prescott College, I thought it'd be best to dive head first into the fight life and to document it. What happened next, in every sense of the word, was pure flow. So, what you waiting for? Pack your bags, cause you're heading south. As I edit this film for the next 2 weeks before graduation, I'm sending you retracing my steps across 3 continents in 7 months' time. Which brings us back to May. But before you head south, there's a local professional fighter you've gotta meet. I had just seen him in his last fight triangle a man, like a corn snake with a helpless little mouse. Or as Joe Rogan would say, he choked him the out.
I lost a fight to this guy, Rudy Ramirez, and as an amateur, and I thought I won the fight. I was super pissed, and that was at the time when my girlfriend was breaking up with me. She broke up with me for that fight, and I was like, I'm done with this. And then I still didn't take it that serious. I showed up to a fight I didn't even train for, really. I was all sad because my girlfriend did it again, broke up with me before fight. And I'm the first fight on the card, and I'm sitting there, and then she like texts me, like literally like a half hour before I'm supposed to fight, and she's like, I'm sorry, all this stuff, and I was like, well, I'm about to fight, get over here, you know. And so she shows up like before we like made up, like literally like right before I went out and fought, and I went out there and I dusted this guy in like 25 seconds. I was all happy and stuff. I like being in shape, I guess, the best about the lifestyle. I mean, I'm kind of quiet, go hiking and stuff by myself, go see movies by myself. So I'm not like that you know, typical fighter guy. Man, I like testing myself. I'm scared shitless, dude. I'm a little pussy when it comes to it, dude. And I just I like getting over that fear, and I like overcoming that obstacle, because it's the best, it's the highest high you can get. When you're scared shitless, I've never jumped out of an airplane, but I can imagine, you know, you open the door, you're looking out. Well, that's kind of how it is when you're on deck, you know, in a fight. And you're scared, and you're like, man, I feel like a bitch right now. I don't know if I want to do this. I just want to run. And then you go out there, it's one of the best feelings ever.
But all of this talk had me eager to experience things for myself. So it was off to my old stomping grounds, Medellín, Colombia, donde iba a usar mi español para hacer unos nuevos amigos y encontrar unas peleas. Sentí como si estuviera regresando a casa. El aroma de la selva, el sonido de vallenatos en el aire, no me puso nostálgico. La naturaleza me da cimientos a la vida y me aseguré de que salí. Y eso como para, pues claro, disfrutar poquito del paisaje increíble que tiene que ofrecer nuestro querido Colombia. El salto del Ángel para arriba en Envigado hizo tanto ruido que no tocó comunicar usando señas. Déjame traducir. ¿Viste esa manada de lenas en la cima? ¡Sisas!
Dividimos a chicas igualmente, a hacerles cosquillas en las axilas hasta que quieran salir con nosotros.
¡Oh, brillante! Well, I just got robbed for all the money I had. Libré mi mente dejándolo obsesionar sobre crecimiento, adoptando el comportamiento de entrenar donde sea, como sea, cuando sea, con quien sea. I found a fight! It'll be this Saturday, June 10th. I'm stoked. Pero me precipité. Está cayendo una lluvia hoy y me da algo. También sobre mi estado de ánimo y me encuentro un poquito deprimido como está cancelada la pelea mía. Esto por la segunda vez dentro de un mes les cuento. Aunque nos quedan apenas 3 días para encontrar otro oponente, yo tengo una gota de esperanza pues. This morning I'm going to go interview the other fighters. El último guerrero en pie 8. See what are their motivations and how they're feeling before the fight. Today's weigh-in. But before that I've got to go buy some new shorts. Rip my crotch again. Shadow boxing. Al pesar recibió una noticia. There's a fighter who's overweight. Potentially we got a fight. If he misses weight, I get this fight. Desafortunadamente llegó a peso y me encontré como espectador. Faltó la perspectiva femenina, pero esta chica es brutal, literal.
Todos los deportes tienen riesgo, o sea, tú también te puedes apoyar en fútbol, en lo que sea. Entonces, la verdad, si yo sé que estoy entrenando bien y que tengo entrenadores y compañeros entre los que me cuidan, no tengo que preocuparme.
Tiene mucha confianza y nos mostró por qué. Manos asesinas. Volví a entrenar y buscar pelea. Afortunadamente Juan de Último Guerrero en Pie me conectó con la LFC en Cali, Colombia. Parceros, como mañana tenemos pelea, me toca coger bus hasta Cali. Apenas llegamos a Cali, nosotros peleadores ya somos muy amigos. 3 en 2 camas, 8 en un carrito, no nos importó, ya éramos familia pues. ¿Quiénes fueron mis nuevas familiares? ¿Preguntas?
Mi nombre es Andrés Torres, alias Bam Bam. Vengo representando a Bogotá, Escuela Tai-6. En las artes marciales mixtas lo que yo busco es llegar a pelear UFC y ganarme el título de mi peso, que es el guardia. Pero pues, antes que todo, cada día es aprender más, aprendiendo todo lo que se pueda.
Y profe Hugo. Oye, profe, una pregunta.
He perdido un ojo en la batalla.
La mano de que ni los guerreros más duros eran capaces de escapar.
No.
Bueno, aquí vemos la terminación terrible de los amigos.
fin, llegó mi momento para pelear. Mi oponente Willy llegó sobrepeso. Todo fue perdonado como compartió conmigo antes de la pelea un tamal hecho en casa. Y fue rico. Aquí es donde quebró su voluntad. No tenía ni la técnica ni la fuerza de escapar. Yo tenía una esquina excelente.
Este gringo está buscando a la profe para aprender la salsa. Esta es la tierra de la ola.
Gracias. Bueno, la chica que quiera enseñar a bailar salsa va a estar ahí colado para que lo inviten a bailar. Bueno, ya.
Intenté conquistarla, aunque fue en vano, valió la pena. Luego de rumbear poquito, recogí mis últimas moneditas y compré unos marrapos y una aventona al aeropuerto. Mis sentimientos no los podría haber resumido mejor que como lo puso Andrés.
Amo lo que hago.
Es que pertenece a la Academia Taisi en...
Aunque, como cineasta novato que soy, se me perdió me trae su pelea en Cali. Andrés, a continuación, en los meses por venir conseguiría 2 peleas más, encontrándose en las noticias por sus victorias impresionantes.
Le estaba estudiando.
Es un buen amigo y tiene mucha potencia en el deporte, pues, ya vieron. Sin embargo, como mi plata y tiempo en Colombia se acabó, I was off to Louisville, Kentucky.
An American barbecue. American barbecue with Italian and Indian.
Although I'd worn my entire being to see family and friends, I didn't skip a beat, putting my buttons right to work to fund the rest of my travels in this film. Here I learned some of the consequences of repetitive movements and the importance of vitamin B6 and magnesium, as well as once again, stretching. We worked so hard we didn't even stop once, except only to eat lunch between jobs. And even then we didn't stop. Speaking of stops, the next one was New River Beach on the east coast of Canada in New Brunswick. Oh, Canada, our home and native land. I decided to create a drawing to highlight aspects of my family's personalities that I admire. My uncle, the modern-day pirate, was very independent. My Nana, with her contagious laugh, her and my Grampy's routine, and Grampy's ability to be a great host. Hum-ba-dee-doo-bop-oh, I'm loving it. I discovered my family has trouble standing still, so under the guise of personal development, we went to work modifying that behavior as well. We cruised to Halifax to see our old friend Jonathan, but not before having some intelligent conversation over beer.
No. Boxing's not pound, MMA is pound.
But something was clearly missing. Wushu. Martial arts. So after some casual dancing with my brother, I headed from New River to St. John.
Corey Forsyth and Team Pike have going on in MX Team BJJ. Between St. John. Didn't even need training session and see what else, I don't know.
As I entered MXT, I could just feel the learning in the air, cleansing my pores of the previous days of unproductivity.
Darth Vader, Samurai.
But I was here for this brute. He is Corey Forsyth. He is Team Pikey.
This is the biggest fight of your career.
For sure.
So how do you feel going into it? Emotions, what are you feeling?
Like I said, just calm. I know my team believes in me, so that makes me believe in me too. They're a lot of good support. Just people around South Six, Moncton. Single travel was hard to get here. So I got fans kind of spread all over Moncton too, and South Six.
In this training session, I learned another very important lesson. When playing open guard, keep your darn legs active. Thanks, Mike.
We tape together like a UPS guy.
That's right.
Corey ended up whooping butt in his title fight and earning himself a nice shiny belt.
Corey in the coming months will go on to open his own MXT gym in his hometown of Sussex. Real inspirational stuff. But for me, it was back to the high desert mountains of Prescott, and consequently back to school and work. Clear back there?
Yeah.
Oh, Joe, holy sh**.
Oh yeah, and this is Jeff. This thing cracks me up. He is Mr. Master Builder. He taught me pretty much everything I know about carpentry. He'll definitely be a big brain in the building of my home.
We sell ourselves as carpenters. Really, we're just professional problem solvers. And at the end of the day, things always end up, as Jeff says, tight and right.
For me, any break time is training time or study time.
But my favorite time is gym time.
Merry Christmas!
Hi, Sharon.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
I'd say that boxing has become my sort of source of happiness in my life because it's a sport that I feel I can control. I can come to the gym on a regular basis. Any other sport I've ever tried, I rely on tennis partners or a team or something like that, and everything falls apart. But I come to the gym, it's up to me to learn, what is my next step. I can get to that next step if I work hard. Every time I put energy in, I gain. And it's a great outlet too, for energy and everything, but that's the sort of surface. People say, why do you want to hit someone? It's not, I want to hit someone. It's if I hit someone, I've done everything right. If I block their punch, I've done everything right. That's the test. That's it's like any competition is the test. If I manage to hit my opponent, I've done my work. I've learned that skill, and that's okay. And she's thinking the same thing. That's what's great about the sport. But number one is every time I come into this gym, I'm happy. So it's guaranteed happiness. Yeah. So I just love it. Yeah.
I'm honored and proud to have teammates and coaches as such. This film is titled Flow, and if you're wondering what the definition of that word is, well, it's these two gentlemen here, my jiu-jitsu coaches at GD Jiu-Jitsu in Prescott.
Like, you love it in there, right? Like, you get in there and you're like, oh yeah. Man, that's what I'm like when I roll with Steve and we get going to a pace where I'm like, like razor edge, I'm like fighting for my life and like able to like pull off maybe half a cool move, I get it from that. I just don't get it from being in front of the crowd and like, it's just not my thing, I understand why people like it and I admire that, like those guys are gladiators, I'm more like a monk.
This composed cat is my coach Rob.
You know, like in the quiet, studying.
Jiu-jitsu suits you well.
Yeah, I mean, you're still fresh, you're still super green in the martial arts, but you know, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. You have to be careful because, you know, guys like us, like workhorses, just go, 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 right? You never want to stop, and you're so hungry for knowledge, and you just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. But like eventually that becomes like unsustainable, and you could like burn out so many. That's the difference between me and the hundreds of other guys that started in the last 7 years since I've been doing jiu-jitsu. Is like they get injured, they don't come back. That's it, you know? You have to fucking learn to listen to your body. I mean, you're young, how old are you?
24.
Right? I'm 37, and I feel like I'm still on an upward slope because like smart training, I've had some major injuries, but like smart training and in like the martial arts, it's such like it's like a mental game, you know, like the physical, the coordination, the athleticism, that's all important, but there's so much skill and knowledge and technique that it's like you continue to develop because like your mental game, your maturity, it plays so far into it, right? That's why we're seeing like,
I totally agree.
yeah, right, like that window that used to be like 26 to 34 is now like, it's like moved up to like 34 to 40. You see guys like Steve, like still monsters that you just don't, you know, like I can't beat that guy. You know, I should be able to because I'm supposed to be in my physical prime, but he's just still so dominant because like his technique is so dominant, you know? It's like, yeah, it's like that's the thing that you gotta remember is like, it's a long haul, you know? And it's like fun at first, and you wanna learn everything at first, you gotta chill out and enjoy it and be careful of those injuries, man. You gotta heal as hard as you train.
My coach Steve can be real serious.
Dope.
Except for the other 99% of the time he's a straight goofball.
Martial arts, you know, pretty much like I was training some guys who were, I guess, making up their own. I mean, they were martial artists, but they kind of were making up their own style.
I understand.
Forms. And me and some buddies watched the UFC, and you know, watched Hoist Gracie. And of course, I was like, oh man, all these big guys are gonna crush this little dude, you know. And I bet against him every time and lost every time. You know, and I was like, God, I wanna, you know, I was totally intrigued, but not really about, you know, this. I mean, I guess a little bit about the size of him, but how he did everything. It's like, you know, that's legit. You know, I think it's, because I've been a doorman, I've been in certain situations where it's like, yeah, you know, it's crazy. I've been in fights where it was turned into a wrestling match and felt scared at times because I was like, oh, I'm gonna die here. You know, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna gas out and you know, get worked, but yeah, so we watched UFC. Watched Hoist beat everybody. I was like, man, I want to learn this stuff. And
so where did you start?
Well, I went to a friend of mine's house. She was having a party, you know, we'll get together and party. And her boyfriend at the time, it was her husband, but her boyfriend at the time was an ASU wrestler. And he's like, hey, you know, we were talking about UFC and Brazilians and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and stuff. And he's like, there's this guy in Megaton. He's at the Boys and Girls Club. And you should go. And the Boys and Girls Club was like on the other side, the west side of town. And literally, that was a Friday night. I was there Saturday morning at the Boys and Girls Club, waiting for them to open. Some lady came in. She's like, oh yeah, you're here during the weekdays. So I came back on a Monday. Went in there. Walked in, little Brazilian dude, you know, under 45 pounds, mopping up on everybody. Went in, got my ass handed to me Monday, came back Tuesday, got it handed to me again, came back Wednesday, came back, you know, kept coming back. Finally, was like, all right, you know, part of the group. And, yeah, fell in love with it ever since. I feel like I'm one of those, I guess, cliche. I guess jiu-jitsu saved my life. I fell in love with jiu-jitsu as I found it. I really do love it. It's changed my life just in every aspect. Becoming a better person, becoming a better athlete. Always trying to improve myself. Lessons learned through jiu-jitsu definitely carry over to normal day, normal everyday life. And I really took up on a lot of those lessons, and it's changed my life. To a drastic point, from being a complete asshole, douchebag kind of person to
a person everybody loves and respects.
Being legit, yeah. And I really, now it's even now I'm here with the school and teaching. It's changed my life to helping, kind of gave me a purpose and realized what my purpose is I'm trying to help people out through jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu would help me out. I know it can help other people out. And that's what I love about it now. Now I'm able to share this with other people and watch them grow as a person and become better people. It's like,
that's really a beautiful thing.
This has been what I wanted to do all the time.
Steve and Rob's words resonated so well with me. I just spent an entire summer engaged in one big flow state. I finally found what I love. I love the person that martial arts is allowing me to become, the life I'm starting to create, and the people I'm attracting therein. I don't want to turn it off. I'm at 128 pounds right now, before eating the tuna steak, and I feel great. I still feel as though I have a few pounds to lose, and I'm completely hydrated, so 125 pounds is an easy weight cut for me. The fight that I was looking at getting in Vegas is 5 days away now, and although I have a really big itch to fight and it's driving me crazy, I must humble myself because I think that I'm actually not ready, and I'm definitely forcing things. I don't have the support that I do need, so instead I'm going to leave you guys with the cliffhanger, and you're going to have to tune in for part 2 when I do have the fight, post-graduation.
Ego is blinding, but since I wasn't going to pursue a fight, I decided to focus on other things such as gymnastics, acrobatics, and boxing.
Congratulations, you've completed today's work.
中国就是我遇到无数的地方，
所以我打算回去开始我的生涯。
在中国大事，谁讲多生活？换句话说，为了让自己变得强大和更好，我需要像江浙文泰拳这样的俱乐部环境。可是，直到夏天我才能去中国，所以让我介绍一些我最好的朋友 Zack， 他在中国里和他会去带你们看看。
所以你这样开始接触武术？
我从小喜欢武术，喜欢运动，喜欢这个，最主要是喜欢。刚开始是从一个喜欢，然后慢慢的从喜欢当中从擂台上找到这个感觉，因为我觉得我喜欢，我适合这个擂台适合擂台上面适合擂台上这样的一个我，就比如说我喜欢，就适合在擂台上的这个活动的一个自己，喜欢在擂台上的这个感觉。
打！
哎，我操你们打！这个节目我代表中国去日本参加比赛。我现在为止是中国搏击运动员在代表中国去日本的第一个在日本本土获胜的一个中国选手。 搏击给我带来了很多一些就是搏击给我带来了所有可以说是代表了全部。然后我通过训练，通过比赛，带来了一些就是我所有的一些，包括我的生活啊，我的家庭都通过这个搏击这个擂台比赛那个奖金来维持我的所有的一切。也没什么对我的生活方式也没有太高的一个要求，就是我感觉对我自己现在的生活是很满足，很好，因为有家庭，有孩子，有自己的小拳馆、小俱乐部，这样子。
你
会给科尔什么
你会给
忠告？
科尔一个忠告，一个怎么样的忠告？
科尔这个人，我跟科尔接触了也有那么1年多了，快2年了。他也是一个对于这个搏击也很擅长这个搏击，很热爱。他的这个在擂台上，在平常生活中，他也是一个很斯文、就是很内向的一个人。但是他到了，因为我也带他参加过比赛，他到了搏击擂台上，他也是一匹野马，就是很猛、很凶的那种。就是因为可能是这就是一个搏击运动员的一个运动员的一个对于一个选手的一个本性吧，就是这样子。科尔你好，希望你在美国，在别的国家，然后多学习一些这种比较 MMA 啊一些搏击的一些技术，带回咱们中国来。我在中国等你，谢谢。
这部纪录片意味着我毕业了，我终于可以全身心地追求我的梦想。And I'll leave you with this quote. This is how good memories are made, by going with the flow.